How can you tell if an Xbox 360 Fat is the one you should go for? Whether it being the Xeon, Zephyr, Optus, Falcon, or the Jasper variation. This is the Jasper versions. This is the one you want. You don't want the other variations because you're going to have problems with those. The system will give you the red ring of death, most likely on the older variations, but with Jasper models, they're less likely to do that. Although most people would say the slim ones are the ones to go for. But there are differences on those as well. I'll start with the back of the system. Now, when you're after an Xbox 360, you want to look at the back. You want to look at the manufacturing dates, the information. We'll start with the manufacturing date. This one was made on September 30th, 2009. This was around the time the Jasper was out. The Jasper systems came out in 2008. So if you were after a 360 in 2008 to 2009, that would be the perfect time to pick up a 360. Or even afterwards in 2010 with the slim model. You're not going to get the red ring of death with either of those. Unless you know how to break your stuff, which I wouldn't recommend. But Jasper models are the best fat models. Of course, most people say the slim variation's good. They're good in their ways as well. Another difference you want to look is the sticker on the left where it says the power information. I'm going to read the back of the... Here it says it takes a 12 volt DC 12.1 amp. On the Falcon variation, it takes a 14.2 amp. This one takes 2 amps less. That's another difference to tell with that. The volt on the output is the same with the 5 volts one. That's the same on all of them. On the earlier variations, if I could find a good photo on my computer, I'm reading it to you while I show this to you. Yeah, the Jasper is the 12.1 as I mentioned, while the Falcon is a 14.1. And as for the Zephyr model, I'm reading is a 16.5. Would you believe that? The earliest models take up a lot of power. And now another difference is the plug itself. Now they all may look the same, but the design of the plug is different. So you can't really fit a Falcon AC adapter in a Jasper or a Optus or Zephyr and interchange with them. You want to be sure you get the right AC adapter. Luckily I did, so I'm safe. But not only that, the plug design, if you look on photos from Kurdish.com, I'll link that in the description of the video. You'll notice that the design of the connector is different. On the Xeon Zephyr models, there's a little square between the two middle prongs, while the Optus and Falcon, that doesn't have that. That's gone, and that's also gone on the Jasper version. But the Jasper version has a extra plastic around here, and the pin where the contacts touch on that are different on the Jasper compared to the other two as well. The board is much better designed on these Jasper models. So if you're after an Xbox 360, get a Jasper unless you want to get the other two variations because they have a limited edition that you want. If you're going to do that, you want to buy a Jasper system as well so you can swap cases. And then you're good to go. Let's say there's an Xbox 360 Halo 3 edition, which is funny that I mention it because my sister has that model 360. If I were to buy that from her, she'd probably say no, but let's pretend she says yes. I would put the guts from this system and put it in that shell because the Halo 3 edition is my favorite design of the original Fat 360. I love the green color. The black is nice too. So if there's a limited 360, you want to put the Jasper board in that. Since Microsoft doesn't work on 360s anymore, You take the other variation, sell it to either a shop or a friend or someone like that, and then, yeah, you get the rest. Also, the AC adapter is different on the 360 as well. The Jasper one may be big. You may think this is big, but the earlier variations were actually wider too and longer. I'm not kidding. In fact, if you look on certain websites, you may be saying there are wider ones as well. I'm not kidding. There are photos of different AC adapters. So if you get a Jasper, you want to get the shorter variation of this. If you get one of the other two, you want the longer variation. You don't want to plug in the wrong one into the wrong system. Also, another thing, the other two variations, the plug would be different. So the Elite models, which are the Jasper variation, has a plastic plug, while the older two have a little metal design, which is not good in my opinion, because the metal will become dull and you would have to make it shiny by using sandpaper to make it contact properly again. Minor annoyance, but if you can live with it, you can live with it. Just thought I'd share with you these interesting facts about the Jasper variation of the 360 and why you should get that model if you're after a fat model. Other than that, if you prefer the Slim, get the Slim or the E. That's for you to decide. I'm not here to tell you which one to get. I'm just trying to help give you my advice on these 360 tips and stuff. Thanks for watching. This is Rico Rock South One signing off.